Well, springtime. Crab apples are in bloom. These flower beds need some freshening up. Had a drought year last year and it was pretty tough on them. Decided to wait till this spring to do something about it. Creeping phlox is pretty spotty. Need to have some work done on it. Got some dandelions, some violets, wild violets. Roses, they got some dead ends on them that need to be cleaned up. Tulips are coming up. They're not looking too bad. Main problem though is we've got these lights around the outside here. They're pretty old, I'd say maybe 15 years. And there's one over here somewhere, but here it is. It's all broken off, as you can see. And this set of lights has been in here probably, I don't know, maybe 20 years, at least 10. And but because of the drought, this phlox here is down to just a little green. This one's dead. This one here is pretty ragged. And this one and that one. So I'm gonna just take these out. May replace them, may not, I don't know. Got these things have turned into a total pest. I don't know what we're gonna do with them. These have already finished here. So, and the spring beauties, they're a volunteer around here. But this set of lights up here, these are solar, and they're still working. They're okay. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. So probably move them out of the way. But anyway, these lights here, my wife really likes them. So she wants me to refurbish them. And I'll do that. But we've bought new lights here to go along the edge. Okay? And it'll go along the edge all the way around and back over to there. And spotlights. Got these little spotlights here that shine up on this rows of Sharon bush here, and another one here that shines up on this one, but it's seen better days too. But anyway, gonna pull all the wires out because these wires are old and they're hard, and replace the wiring, put all new lights in, clean out all the weeds. That's this flower bed. And then there's this one. This one here really took it hard last year. These ferns I think are all going to be okay, but I'll just cut the tops off them. Yeah, see, this one here is starting to come back up too, so I'll just cut the tops off all these ferns here and get rid of them. The azaleas, I think they're going to make it. They got a little frost bit, but I think they're going to be okay. They look like they're coming out. I'll need to pick the leaves out of them, but I think all of the azaleas, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 azaleas. Okay, and then along here there's 1, 2, 3, what are they called? Hostas. And this one here is going to go because it's crowding out those bushes there. And got a couple of these. They're going to be okay. But you'll notice there's a set of lights along here. And they're newer, but they're pretty. They're plastic. They're pretty wimpy. Never did like them much. So going to replace these with new lights as well. So there'll be 2 strings of lights. There'll be the one that's where the transformer goes, right over there. There'll be a set that comes along here, and then there'll be another string that runs through the wall and down into this crack here and follows along and then threads this flower bed over there. So it'll take some doing. Probably take me a few days to do it, but I'm going to go ahead and get started cleaning this up, and I don't know, just work my way through it. It's going to be a pretty good process. I'm going to have to bring in some more dirt. This is settled in a little bit, and build this flower bed up as I go. So I've got quite a bit of work to do, and I might as well do it. Oh yeah, another thing is this bleeding heart right here. That is probably 25-year-old plant. We moved it over here from another location 2 years ago, and it seems to take okay, but it's getting crowded out. So I'll let those leave those tulips alone. They should be okay. I think frost got to them just a little bit. They haven't blossomed yet, but they will come up and shoot some blooms up here pretty quick. But these grape hyacinths is what these are called. They're kind of a pest, and I'm really regretting the day that I got those started, because they spread everywhere. The only way you can stop them is by cutting those flowers off before they put out seeds. So I may dig a bunch of those up. I don't know. I don't know how much of it I'm going to get done, but I'm going to get started, and just like I said, work my way through it. Well, hello, Gabby. How you doing? Gabby. Get up here. Have a seat. Shake. Come on, shake. All right. That's a good doggy. Here you go. All right. Hey, sit. Sit. Hey. Come here. Come on, up. What do you say? You want it? All right. Say please. There you go. That's a good doggy right there. Okay, so that cleans out the trash. Now I can start stripping these lights out and figure out just how they're routed. Get started pulling them wires out. First off, I'm going to take 5, maybe for the next 10. Right, Gabby? Got this hosta here I need to move. Just starting to come out of the ground. Good, I can see where it is now. I'd have to go get a bigger shovel. Yep, I'm gonna have to get a bigger shovel. That's something I didn't expect. Got this soaker hose here. Runs down through the bed, makes a loop, comes back up to this azalea here, and guess what? There it is. Glad I didn't have a bigger shovel. I don't think I cut it. Nope, it's cut right there. I'll have to repair it. See it cut right there? I'll have to repair it. All right. Well, at least I found it. Get rid of that tree root while I'm at it. So, another little task. This project just keeps a giving. So this is a 12 gauge wire. It's heavier than I need, but you're always better off to go up a gauge than down a gauge. So I'll uncurl it. This is the regular low voltage outdoor current or wire. Transformer is a 12 volt. And I think it's 200 amps is what I've got. So I'll be running 2 wires off of it. One going in this bed and one going in the other bed. And you don't want to just loop this out, you want to get it to lay flat, so you just uncurl it. It's not like Romax where it holds the helix in it, so it'll lay out flat. And I'll cut that off after a while, but I got it down in the ditch. So now let me grab those new lights and I'll show you what we got there. So this set of lights that I have is actually a set of professional landscape lights, you'll notice that it has brass connectors on the stand posts. The lights themselves are metal. We got them with a kind of a copper finish. Let's see if I can hold that here. And that is glass. And let's see where we're at. All parts of the frame is metal. Here's the stake, and as you can tell, that's metal on metal. And if I can do this whilst holding the camera, the tube, metal also. I would suspect it's steel. Yep, it's steel. And let's see. Yeah. I think that's started. Let me check for sure. Nope. Got it crooked. Got it cross-threaded. Let me set you down here and I'll show you how this works. Pretty simple, but okay, if you hold the cord down like this, put it right there in that crack, as you roll it in, it'll take the twist out of it, keep from winding it up inside of that post, and you don't end up with a mess. So you get it nice and snug, and then this is what you end up with. Nice little light. I think this is a total of 18 inches tall. We thought we wanted that so we can get it up a little bit higher, because it is a path light. It's not really just a decorative light. So got that. I'm going to put the rest of these together on this and get them laid out, and then we'll attach them. The spotlights that come with them are kind of impressive. They're see, it says here that they use let's see, where's it at? Right here. It says that they're 9.8 watt LED. Okay, the other lights are LED as well, and this has a cast aluminum frame and shield also. It's cast aluminum, as is the ground stake. So I'm going to put 2 of those in here, and they assemble the very same way. Like I said, the easiest way I've found to put these in is to hold them up and let that cord dangle, so you're not twisting it around and tightening it up inside. So It's adjustable, and it does have toothed stops on it to hold it. It's not just flat. Let's see. Okay. And I'm going to guess that to start with. So I'm going to put 2 of those in. I'll show you how those work when I put them in. Well, here's where I got to. I have 2 spots here by the house, one here and one there. They're going to wash up that wall right there and kind of highlight that brick facade there. And then I got 4 of these. One at the start of this walkway here, and one over here toward the end of the walkway. Have another one here about the same distance but at any rate it's just this side of the well, and I have one back in here. Can't put one any farther back because that bush right there, that's a hydrangea, and as you can see it's starting to bud out a little bit. It'll be coming up. You can tell how big it is by how big the dead stalks are. So got that, and like I said, this is the other one here that I have in that's going to wash up this wall here. Don't want it to get in the bedroom window there because that's where I sleep, but do want it to kind of highlight this wall along here and take the shade off of it. And then one more spotlight over here was from the old set that we had, and it was working pretty good, so I went ahead and repurposed it, and I got it sitting here right on this side because it spotlights Old Glory. Okay, because as you know, if you're going to leave it out, you really need to have a light on it at night. So at any rate, I'm going to go ahead and start wiring them up, and I'll show you a couple tricks on these that have worked decent for me. I won't say they're foolproof, but they work pretty well. I'll just get into that here in a minute. So there are many variables or many variations of these connectors, but they all have the same thing in common. You notice that there are 2 points right there. One is for the left wire, one is for the right wire in this 2-wire strand here. This one here is made so that you put the wire in it. This is used, so it's not totally clean. You put the wire in it, and then you tighten it down. This twists, and it pulls it in, and those pierce the wire and make contact, and that gives it to the light. I'll show you the other one here. It just has a compression fitting. In this case, you got 1 point on the top side. See that point down in there? Maybe right there. And then you have 1 point on this other side. And as you push these together, they're going to pierce the wire, and they have a clip on them that snaps in and holds it in place. Okay, so I'm going to put both those on, and I want to show you a couple tricks that I use. They're not totally foolproof, but I've had a lot better luck since I started doing it this way than I did when I just put them together. One of them is that I'll use Oxguard. It's an antioxidant compound to cover those electrical points where they enter the wire. That'll stop them from oxidizing, because that is the #1 reason why these go out. Aside from, of course, if you have the regular old-fashioned bulbs, you know, they burn out. But at any rate, I put a generous amount of this on it, and then I cover it, the connection, with black tape, and that'll help keep the dirt out also. I think I mentioned earlier that I will have these in the mulch and won't have dirt over the top of them, and that seems to help too. I'm gonna get started. I'll set you up and you can watch as I put one of these together. So these are installed now. I like to put mine about 4 to 6 inches to the right, or toward the power pack on the same side of all these. So if I have to work on them, I'll always know how to dig them up in case they do get buried. So that one's installed, and that one's installed. As you'll see, the wire lays flat from pole to pole in this one, and in this the 2 poles are side by side. So I will put tape on those, but I've learned the hard way, don't put the tape on until you've tested them. I'm going to go ahead and hook up the rest in these, and then wire that in for the transformer. Well, looks like it's working. Lights have kind of a bubble or crinkle glass. Looks like cracked glass, kind of hard to see it, but you can see the effect that it has on the way it throws the light out here. Step back here and see what the effect is from the front. Yeah, see how that kind of highlights that lower facade there? So could add one more in the middle there, but I kind of like having it dark looking there toward that window. That lights that path up pretty good so we can see to go through there. But my flag spotlight didn't work. I think the bulb may be out of it. I have to get into that tomorrow. But anyway, got a little bit of success. This transformer here is set to operate for 9 hours. A few things to know about these lights. We've had solar lights around here for, I don't know, the last 10 years or so. We've had several sets of them, and They don't put out very much light to start with, and on top of that, they don't seem to last very long. Seems that there's something that goes wrong with them. I don't know whether it's the bulb, but I have had some luck on a few of them replacing the rechargeable batteries, but some of them, even after doing that, they still don't work. So I like the hardwired low voltage lighting the best. So that's why we decided we were going to replace the ones that we had with new hardwired ones. And a couple other things. I think I mentioned that these wires are, I coat the electrical points with an antioxidant, and then I take black tape and wrap around them to protect them. What I'm protecting them from is not necessarily water as much as it is mud. When you get the mud inside of these things, they just go all kinds of wrong. And black tape isn't foolproof, but it helps quite a bit. So I black taped all those connections together. And another thing to think about is you don't want to bury them very deep. What I generally do is I put them in the top 2 to 3 inches, and then instead of throwing garden soil over the top of them, or topsoil, I throw compost on them. And that way it's going to have the compost on top of them and then mulch on top of that. And then after that, I just keep replacing mulch. And so whatever goes down onto it is going to be the organics. It's not going to be the clay and sand and all of the other stuff that you get when you're into garden soil. But anyway, that's the way I do these lights, and that's why I chose the lights that we have. I do appreciate you watching, and you have nothing less than a wonderful day.